Some people ask, why is the Torah, this holy spiritual book, so concerned with the everyday little details of our lives? Well, that's exactly the point. Shalom, my name is Akiva Gerson, and welcome to Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or want to add to the discussion, please do so below in the comments. So as I was saying, the Torah is this lofty, spiritual, very, very holy book, text, document given by God to the Jewish people and through the Jewish people for the entire world. So then why is it so often in so many places so concerned with the minutia of our every single day lives? You would think that would be more concerned about the bigger spiritual ideas and values and practices and not get so concerned about the day-to-day little details. But that's exactly what the Torah is all about. And we see that in this week's Torah portion, which is called Mishpatim. Let's just zoom out a little bit, get some context. The past few Torah portions, we've seen unbelievable miracles, right? God changing nature in the 10 plagues that the Egyptians were plagued with. Then the Israelites get freed and they leave Egypt and they're on their way to the Holy Land. And on the way, just 7 weeks into their journey, they get to Mount Sinai and they experience the most awesome and most spiritual experience a human being could possibly have in this life, right? They have revelation of God on this mountain, at the base of this mountain, right? With Moses having climbed up the mountain in the middle of this barren and empty desert. And after that very spiritual, lofty experience that the entire nation experienced, they continue on their way, and we get to this week's Torah portion, where the Torah portion is filled with so many laws that deal with the minutia and the everyday details of our everyday life. Like if my animal hits your animal, or all kinds of everyday kinds of things like that, right? Back in the day when lots of people had animals. And again, that's exactly the point of the Torah. The Torah is all about taking lofty spiritual ideas and values and even experiences and bringing them into our everyday lives. That is the goal, that is the mission, that is the vision of the Torah in general. It's to spiritualize, so to speak, our everyday physical lives. Our everyday lives are very physical, waking up from our sleep, getting dressed, eating, working, making sure our bodies are healthy, all kinds of things. It's so easy to forget the spiritual and just to focus on the mundane. And the Torah is really here to help us not fall into that trap, right? To really spiritualize the mundane and elevate, lift up the mundane to a holy and spiritual level. Even the word Mishpatim, which again is the name of this week's Torah portion, really speaks to that, because in the Torah, there's two types of laws. There's chukim and there's mishpatim. Chukim are the kinds of laws that are illogical, so to speak, irrational. People, if they're making a set of laws for a country, they wouldn't come up with these kinds of laws. You know, like keeping Shabbat, not working for the entire seventh day, or not eating certain animals. Mishpatim are those kind of logical, rational laws that, yeah, other countries, other peoples, other empires have come up with these laws as well, like don't kill and don't steal and things like that. And this is exactly the point. Right after this incredible, lofty experience at Mount Sinai, when you would think, where the nation might have thought, wow, we'll just, kind of hang out in this, spiritual realm. The Torah, God through the Torah is telling us, no, 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 bring that down to earth. Take heaven and bring it down to earth through these mishpatim, through these everyday kinds of laws that I'm giving to you. I'll just highlight one or two of the laws that we learned about in this week's Torah portion. One says that if you make a bore, like a pit in a public domain, in a public space, and someone else's animal falls into it and gets hurt or even dies, you're responsible for it. You have to pay the owner of that animal for the damage or the death that you caused to his animal by opening up this pit and not covering it back up. And the Torah is teaching us, make sure you're aware, make sure you're thinking, make sure you're conscious of others. Right? Don't just live your life with blinders and just think about yourself and your own property and possessions. You did something, think about the ramifications of what you did. Think of what it might cause in the future. Right? And if it could possibly cause damage, prevent it here and now. You made an opening, close it up before you move on so nobody else gets hurt. Another teaching from this week's Torah portion, again, this idea of mishpatim, of everyday kinds of laws that we that we are meant to bring into our lives, again, to spiritualize and to elevate the everyday and the mundane, the potentially mundane, is the Torah tells us also that if you see your enemy's donkey, right, your enemy's donkey, and the donkey is kind of falling from having so much weight on its back, go help the donkey. Right now, it might seem kind of like random, even a little bit funny. I don't know, but that's what the Torah is telling us, right? If you see, and specifically, the Torah says your enemy's donkey, right? Because if it's your friend's donkey, yeah, of course I'm going to go help my friend. But your enemy's donkey, you're like, no, I don't want to deal with my enemy. I don't want to deal with someone who I don't like, right? I'll just let him, deal with it, even suffer. Someone might even find enjoyment in that, God forbid. The Torah is saying, no, get over that, right? Elevate yourself. Get beyond the fact that you have this conflict with this person and realize right in front of you is a creation of God. It's an animal who is suffering because of the weight on its back. Go help the animal. Go help this creation of God, right? Overcome again your own natural, self-centered limitations, let's be honest, and rise above that and elevate this moment and do something good despite the fact that you have this conflict with this person, that you might even hate this person, you might even see this person as your enemy. Those are just two of many examples in this week's Torah portion that really are guiding us towards bringing the holiness of the Torah, the loftiness of the Torah, the spiritual greatness of the Torah into our everyday lives, so that our everyday lives can also be great and lofty and very, very spiritual.